So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the co-founder of Wikipedia, Larry Sanger, here with us. How are you, Larry? Welcome to Dubai.
Thank you. It's a unique city. It's pretty amazing.
So you're the guru, let's say, of online encyclopedias. You co-founded Wikipedia. Tell us more about the project, how you started.
Well, I was working on my Ph.D. in philosophy with a specialization in epistemology, also called philosophy, or theory of knowledge. And I was sharing an idea for a website with a number of acquaintances, and one of whom was Jimmy Wales. Jimmy Wales was the CEO of a for-profit partnership called BOMIS, and he had registered Nupedia.com. And so he basically said, don't work on that. You've got the right qualifications for to basically start Nupedia, which was going to be essentially an open source encyclopedia, an encyclopedia built by volunteers but free to the public and owned by everyone, essentially, in much the same way that open source software works. But it didn't work very well. The first version that we started, basically, I tried to get a lot of advice from the original contributors, the people that I recruited, most of whom were academics, and so it ended up being a very convoluted, to be honest, academic kind of process, 7 steps. So we decided what we really needed to do is add a more streamlined and open process for proposing content. And so I came up with a few different ideas, but they all involved at least even a little bit of extra programming, which was not acceptable to Jimmy Wales. Didn't want to spend any more money. So a friend of mine told me, and this was on January 2nd, 2001, about Wiki software, and which are basically just websites that you can go to, and anybody can edit a page without even making an account. At least that's how a lot of wikis work. And it turns out that they were very robust. That if somebody tried to vandalize it, the vandalism was just quickly reverted. It was just erased. It was very easy to do, and there were a lot more people who were interested in keeping wikis looking good than there were people who were trying to make them worse. And so the concept really seemed to apply very well to building an encyclopedia. So I proposed that basically the same evening that I heard of the notion to Jimmy Wales, and asked him to set one up for me to experiment on, and he did. And this was, again, it was originally going to be a part of Nupedia, but as it turns out, over the following months, it was Wikipedia that got all the attention of the about 2,000 people that we had collected, who are interested in contributing to a free encyclopedia.
What is the origin of the name Wikipedia?
Well, it comes from the name of the technology, which is Wiki. And a Wiki or a Wiki web was the software. It's the name of the software that runs this kind of website. And Wiki in Hawaiian means fast, and the name for it actually comes from the Wiki shuttles in the Honolulu International Airport in Hawaii.
So why did you and Jimmy Wales decided to keep this non-profit to the whole project of Wikipedia?
Well, it wasn't a non-profit to begin with. This is one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize. It was a for-profit. It was Wikipedia.com in the beginning and Nupedia.com. What happened was, toward the end of 2001, the .com boom turned to bust. And so Jimmy announced that we were going to try selling ads to pay for my position, basically, because they were having to lay off the new hires. Bombas benefited greatly from that .com boom, right? And then just the funding dried up. The market for internet advertisement at that moment was extremely thin, so we were not able to sell any ads to pay for me. So that kind of resolved itself. Basically, I was laid off because they couldn't pay me, and so they after that the pressure was off, and after another couple of years they made it absolutely official and started the Wikimedia Foundation and so forth.
So what would have happened if at that time you were able to successfully monetize Wikipedia? Like right now we could be sitting, like on the level of Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak, with
I'm not sure that it would have gone that way. I think at the very least there would have had to been a very generous profit sharing program if that had happened. So I don't actually know if it would work out in the way that, say, Google or Facebook or YouTube worked out, because all of that content was created, and this is difficult to write and research sorts of content that people really associate their soul with, so to speak, right? And they take a great deal of personal pride, and it was always going to be an issue that people not have a stake in the profits, right? Which is a problem that Encyclopedia, the project that I'm working on now, attacks directly, by the way. So, yeah.